Hi, my name is CShirey, and this is my reverse engineering project. So what did I take apart or decide to reverse engineer? This is an older model Glade plugin, and I have about 10 of these just sitting around. At one point, I was obsessed with them, so because they were kind of just sitting around, I thought they'd be great to kind of break apart and better understand. So the purpose of this product is to release scent into the air, and this item is still in working condition. I was just kind of curious about all the parts that were then behind the casing. So my initial thoughts when looking at the shape, it needed to be small enough to plug into a wall outlet and stay into a wall outlet. Also, it needed to be big enough to fit all of the components, including that scented oil that you attach to the Glade plugin. When looking at weight, it needed to again be light enough to fit into a wall outlet. Additionally, sometimes the scent oils can be heavier, so I'm sure that kind of played a role in the weight of the actual plugin itself. Then when looking at the color, mine is white, so they have very neutral colors that are able to go with most decor in houses. So to the left is the Glade plugin before I began taking it apart, and then to the right is an example of some of those pieces that I pulled off from it. So this is each component, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth about each component. So this is the fragrance dial to the left, and the fragrance dial helps you to determine how much fragrance you want released by the plugin. And as you can see, that goes right into that plastic front. There's that hole for it, so it's easily accessible, easily able to be changed very quickly. And then to the right is just the back of that. And this is the plastic middle, and as you can see in the center, that is where that wick would come up from your scented oil that you are using. And then when looking at the back, so again, it's a plastic back, and it has that perfect cutout hole for this metal plug that you would plug into your wall outlet. And then the metal plug itself has a plastic casing around it that actually then did close up as well. And then there were wires coming out of the metal plug part, and it led to a ceramic heating element. So basically what happens when you're plugging them in, you are plugging it in, it's heating, going up through the wires, heating that ceramic heating element, and then that in turn heats the wick with the oil, and then it vaporizes, releasing that scent that you then smell. So up here you'll see this is kind of what it looks like when those two pieces are put together. So there's again that hole for your metal plug, and then the wires fit nicely inside, and then the ceramic heating element has this a perfect cutout there that it just pops right in. And if you look very closely, you can kind of see those half circles there, and that's actually where that plug-in will come up through from that plastic center piece that I showed you previously. And again, it will then be heated there by that ceramic heating element. So a lot of times if you touch them, you can kind of even feel the heat, that they are kind of warmer. At least in this older model, you could feel it sometimes. So an overview of this product, I definitely think that each material helps to make the plugin work as it was intended to. So it had a light but durable plastic for the casing, and then that ceramic heating element to heat that wick and the oil was very compact and worked perfectly with their design. Overall, the usage for this product is very easy and straightforward. Basically, you purchase it, you cut out the plastic that it was in, you plug it into the wall, plug in your scented oil, and you're good to go. So it's very, very straightforward. When looking at manufacturing, there were not a lot of components, although it was very hard to take apart. I was using my flathead screwdriver, and it took me a lot of tries and a lot of wiggling to really pop those pieces apart. So although this product is not expensive, it was put together really well. Ultimately, though, I could see this being fairly easy for a manufacturing company to create. So in summary, there are other models. For example, the Airwick. Tons of store brands have their own. Febreze, I believe, has one, and even Bath & Body Works. So they're all very similar. Ultimately, though, I think there are a few differences in fragrance styles. I'm not sure that all of them do have fragrance styles, Also, the oil containers themselves, some are plastic. For example, the Glade has a plastic one. But I know the Bath and Body Works, their oils come in glass containers. So there's some differences in those types of things with the models, but nothing too crazy. My biggest criticism about this product, and one of the reasons I stopped using it, was the fragrance. I felt like it worked for about 2 weeks and then I just wouldn't smell it anymore. So I felt like I was spending a lot of money for not a lot of fragrance or scent. So that was kind of one of the biggest reasons I kind of stopped using them. But some compliments, they did redesign the plug-in. So as I said, this is the older model. The newer model looks much nicer. I did see a picture of them. They look much better than the older one. So I would definitely be interested in kind of trying out the new plug-in to see if it's better than their old version. Another compliment for them, the plug is able to rotate for electrical sockets that are horizontal. So my previous home, we had a ton of those horizontal electrical outlets because it was very old. So it's really great. I could rotate the plug-in itself 90 degrees and then it would be facing upright, which is the way it needs to be, especially considering you have oil in there. So otherwise I think it would be leaking. So I think that that's a really nice feature that they do have in it. And I don't know that all of the brands have that rotating electrical socket for that. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.